Why, hello everyone, welcome back to yet another post commentary. Today I'm playing a new game that's, I think it's pretty recent, or at least it's been recently released on Steam. It is called Witchfire. It is a first-person dark fantasy RPG shooter, and it's kind of got like roguelike, Souls-like, Dark Souls kind of like things going on, RPG elements and stuff. I thought I would try this game, and I played it for about 4 hours now. I played it on stream earlier today. It is currently the 4th of October. But yeah, my first impressions of this game, really cool. I actually really enjoy it. I don't really typically like a lot of games, and it's really hard for me to get into really any game. But at first glance, when I saw this on Steam, I was like, oh yeah, this has like everything that I like. And it did not disappoint. Not sponsored, but I highly recommend checking it out. Maybe you'll enjoy it too. It is in early access, so it's not like the full game yet, but you know, it's there if you want to try it. So for today's video, I would like to talk about negative self-talk. It is something that probably a lot of people have noticed me doing in my own streams, and maybe potential other videos I've made. Now, what is negative self-talk? It is basically what it sounds like, which is, you know, you're basically very critical of yourself, focusing on kind of like the bad stuff about yourself. Also, it's worth mentioning that there's a lot of different categories of negative self-talk, and here's some examples of what exactly a negative self-talk, like thought thing could be. One example that is very near and dear to my heart is whenever I play a video game and I perform really bad or something like that, I tend to think, oh my god, like I suck at this game, like, I'm terrible, I'm so bad. Another example that I haven't specifically had happen, but I think a lot of people have this thought, oh, I always knew they didn't like me, they didn't call me back, so clearly they hate me. They don't like me, you know, which is basically like a thing where you're like, you just assume people hate you or something because you did this or that, or they didn't call or didn't message, or they didn't ask to hang out like they usually do. A lot of people's mind just tends to get to this negative thinking, and you know, this really can affect your mental health and like how you deal with things and just how you live your life. And of course, it affects how you view yourself. So how do we deal with this? How do we improve on this thing? And how do we stop the negative self-talk? So here's one way we can improve and better ourselves to not do this. I think the first step to getting better with this is to recognize it. And once you do, I would like you to try your best to say something positive instead. And this might take some practice, and this might take a lot of time, but eventually this will become a lot easier. And I guess this kind of ties to my previous video that was about positivity and mindset. It's kind of the same here, except, you know, this time it's more so you have to recognize that it's happening, and then you can say something positive and do better. Now, obviously there's more ways to deal with this other than just recognizing it in the first place. Of course, when you recognize it, say something positive instead, which I already said. But here's some other ways to deal with it as well. And one of the other things you can do is just talking to someone. Just talk to someone about this issue you have, and maybe it'll help you out. You know, don't be afraid to seek therapy or a psychologist, whatever. Another way to also deal with this is to kind of challenge the negative self-talk that you're thinking in your head. So like, for example, with me, when I play games and I do really bad and I say, oh, I'm so freaking bad at this game, instead I can recognize when that happens and I can say, I'm doing my best, and my best is good enough. And it really is enough. You really don't have to have this negative thoughts about yourself and your performance or anything you do. So whenever you have a negative thought about yourself, challenge the thought with something more positive. And here is the fourth or third, I'm not sure, little advice or tip on how to improve this thing, is to also ask yourself, what would your best friend say? Or would I talk to my best friend like this? You know, whenever you're having this negative thought, would you be saying these negative things to a friend? Try to treat yourself like a friend. Try to look at yourself from like a third perspective again, like I said in my previous video, and just pretend that you are your friend for a moment. Would you tell yourself, ah, you suck at this game? Of course you wouldn't, right? Some other ways that on the top of my head that I think could help with this also is to meditate, or to just sit, relax, listen to something relaxing, or something that's not too distracting, but just take your time to reflect on yourself and all the negative behaviors and things you want to improve. Maybe you'll figure something out. I personally reflect a lot about things, and maybe a bit too much at times, but I really think it's important with just really anything. And when I say reflecting, I mean sit down and think about, what could I have done better, or why did this happen? Could I have done something differently? Is this helping me at all? Like anything like that. Just thinking like that. I have said this before in my last video. You are the most important person in your life. And if you think about it, is it really worth going around being negative about yourself every day, or just very often, when you have so many years to live? And the answer is obviously no. The answer is you want to get better, you want to improve yourself, you want to grow as a person, and just overall become a better, well-rounded person. And the way you grow as a person is to learn about these things, learn about how to deal with different situations, put yourself out there, you know, get uncomfortable, learn from mistakes, and like all of these things is what make you grow as a person. It's really important. So please make sure you also do your own research about the problems you're dealing with. And of course, I'll probably, you know, in future videos, maybe I'll get into anxiety or worry, or how to deal with different situations and stuff. But yeah, don't be afraid to go do some research as well. It's really important. Another little thing that I would like to add to this video is to take care of your body. Take care of yourself in general. Just, you know, make sure you eat right, make sure you get some good sleep, get like 7 or 8 hours, whatever. Just take care of yourself. Take care of like your surroundings, make sure your room isn't messy, because like all these things can really also affect how you feel. And trust me, you know, I know how it is when it comes to like cleaning your room and like exercising. It's like, oh, I don't want to do it, oh yeah, I will do it tomorrow. But procrastinating is such a bad thing as well, and maybe, just maybe, you should just do it now. Do something right now after this video, something that you know will help you feel better. And of course, it doesn't have to be, oh, I'm gonna clean the entire house and I'm gonna start exercising 5 hours a day. No, just do something simple, you know, just clean your room. That's not that hard. Or do the dishes, or eat some healthy breakfast or lunch or something. I don't know. But with that said, I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, listening, and thank you all so much for the support as well on the previous videos. And here's a little TLDR for you for this entire video. Recognize whenever you do negative self-talking. Say something positive instead of negative. Talk to someone you trust about it. Seek therapy or other means of help. You are doing your best, and it is good enough. Treat yourself like how you treat a friend. And of course, what I said before this. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day and or night. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.